Hello, I'm Eliza, and you reached Eliza's reading on CNN. I'm joking with y'all. I'm joking with y'all. Hello, my name is Eliza. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eliza, and you're at Eliza's Reading, where we read all things books. I'm a thriller girly, but from time to time, you will see some romance and fantasy on my channel. So I'm super excited for this video today because although it is kind of, I want to say like a book haul, but not really, because I don't have any footage to show you of where I got the books, right? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna talk about some books I've just been accumulating, and I've got like one or two here and there from different stores, and then I'll let you know the stores that I actually got them from. But I'm super excited to show you all this particular book because my coworker came to me last week and was like, "Hey, my son wrote a book," and I'm like, "For real?" And he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Where is it?" So I ended up ordering the book. It's called Noah and the Peculiar Passport. Kobe is actually 7 years old, y'all. Like, this is such an amazing accomplishment for such a young adult. And I call him young adult. Like, when I say he is literally the clone of his father, he's literally the clone of his father. He's so intellectual. And if you speak with him, it's almost like you're talking to his father because that's just how intellectual he actually is as an African American. So his name is Kobe. You can actually find this book on Amazon. So this book is actually about a boy and his magical passport that takes him on like these extraordinary adventures. And one of the things that I love about this book, it teaches culture, it teaches kindness, and it teaches you about all the different types of adventures and journeys that you can actually choose. This book is middle grade, but I think that anyone can read this. Like, seriously, reading is for everyone. And I love the fact that I'm going to actually show you a couple pages of the illustrations and then the ending of the page. I actually love the magical fantasy element that's within the book. And y'all know I'm really getting into my fantasy. So this is actually perfect for young adults or young children who like magical fantasy world building adventures. So I'm actually going to clip my mic to my jacket and I'm going to show you all what's inside of the book. So hold on for a second. Okay, so when you open it up, it has where this book belongs. And then look at these amazing illustrations. Like super cute. So then, of course, the pages are numbered, but this is where it gets really exciting. I think it was page what page it was. Hold on, y'all. It was page. So when you get to page 4, this is what I mean by it's like guided prompts. So it tells you to ask the father. If you want to ask the father about this page, you go to page 7. And then if you just want to continue to go to the next page, it prompts you to go to the next page. So you can literally choose your own adventures through this. So I'm just showing you all some of the illustrations. So that's what I mean by it also teaches culture because Mr. Lloyd, well, we call him Mr. Lloyd at work, but Lloyd is actually from Sierra Leone. So he was born here in America, but I think his parents are like first generation immigrants, I think. Lord, if you see this, correct me in the comments. But so yeah, so he was born here, but he's actually from Sierra Leone. Well, you know what I mean. His parents are Sierra Leonean. I hope that's right, Sierra Leonean. But so once you get to the back of the book, you kind of get like a congratulations page for choosing your journeys. And then over here, it's pretty much like a passport log where it allows the child to write down which journey they chose and it gives them a space to write what they actually learned along their journey So this actually helps build intellect and cognitive development, helping children to actually think critically. So, if you would like to purchase this for your child, and you can purchase more than one, you actually have to get this on Amazon, because I don't think, like, he has a website, but I don't know if you can like purchase them directly from the website. So you actually have to purchase them on Amazon. And I'm super, super proud of him. And Lloyd, if you're watching, tell Kobe we're proud of him. So make sure y'all support this young black man, okay? Okay. So now the next book that I want to talk about, I'm actually going to talk about these last because it's like a box set. So, and then I have to open it, and yeah, I'm going to do that last. Okay, so I actually went to, where did I go? Ollie's, and I'm going to put a clip in here of like where I went. Okay, so as you saw, the reason I did not film any content there, because y'all, it was so messy. It was literally like making my head hurt. And I was like, there's no way I could film content in here because it's like extremely messy, and the none of the books were in like the appropriate genre. So it was really hard for me to like really look through the books effectively and make content. So I just decided I wasn't gonna make content. I would just film a little bit for my Instagram and for my YouTube short, and that would be it. But I just put a little clip in here so y'all can just actually see how it was. So the book that I did see that really caught my eye, because I've actually seen this book before, it's called The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Delilah Harris, and I really love the cover. It is like super pretty. So this particular book centers around a another black girl getting hired at like this publication at this publishing house. So when she gets hired, another girl who's also African American, she's the editorial assistant, start to uncover some hidden secrets within the workplace, and then everything begins to spiral. So a lot of the things that you will explore in this book is racism in the workplace and code switching. And y'all know a lot of the times as Black African Americans, we do have to do that. So I am wondering like how messy this book is, because this book seems like it's going to be super messy, and I love super messy books. And it's so weird because I get on my coworker, or I don't like get on her, but sarcastically, I joke with her all the time, because if you hear her when she's not on the phone, and then you hear her when she answers the phone, I'm talking about code switching at an all-time high. So I am like super excited to get into this one. This is actually a psychological thriller. So if you're a fan of Get Out, this is actually kind of similar. It kind of has that similar trope. So I'm like super excited to actually get into this book because, yeah, I just want to see what the mess is all about. I hope y'all don't mind me taking a sip of water because I'm parched. I've literally been drinking water, y'all, all day. So that means like I'm like super dehydrated. So now while I was in BJ's trying to actually get food for this week, I was stumbled upon, for some reason, I like tripped and fell over into the book section. And I was like, wow, how did I get over here? And then three books landed in my cart, and I didn't know how they got into my cart with my groceries, you know? But when I saw this, I was like, oh, I just cannot help myself, because I actually have saw my friend Candace and Mandy reading this. They said that this particular book was like really good. And like I said, y'all know I've been trying to increase like my fantasy reads. So I'm gonna tell you, initially I saw this one at BJ's initially. And then when I read the premise of this, I was like, oh my gosh, that seems like a really, really good book. But then when I looked on the spine, it said book two. And I'm like, darn, why are all the fantasy books in series? I absolutely hate that. So if a fantasy author is looking at my channel, stop writing these fantasies with series in them. Just write one book. So I only have to commit to buying one book, and I can't be the only one. So then I was like, you know what? now I have to order the first book. But if I get this book, then I have to find the first book to actually match. So I just kept looking, and finally I actually saw this one. This is the only one they had, and it was up under like a whole bunch of other books. So my perseverance is why I ended up finding the book to actually match. So now they match because it was no way I was gonna buy the other one and it didn't match. So this is One Dark Night by Rachel Gillig, and this is actually a gothic fantasy with a touch of romance in it. So this centers around a woman who's infected with forbidden magic, and she has to enter like this forest in order, well, this deadly forest in order to protect her people. So some of the things that you will explore in this is like hidden power and dark bargains. And if you love like moody romantic fantasy, you definitely probably would love this. I can't tell you if you're gonna love it or not because guess what? I haven't read it. So I can only suggest who I think would love this book. So then with book two, I cannot wait to get into these because I went on like usually I don't go on Goodreads, but I went on Goodreads and this had like a four, I think like a 4.2. Basically, if it's a 4-star read, I'm probably going to pick it up. So then it continues in this book where the forbidden magic actually deepens and two rulers will actually have to fight in order to change their fate. Some of the things you will see is sacrifice and transformation, and it's still a gothic fantasy with a touch of romanticism. And if you liked the first book, of course, it suggests that you would love this book as well. So I cannot wait to get into these two fantasy books because y'all know, like, I've really been trying to get into my fantasy. So I'm gonna sit these right here, um, so that they'll be like out of the way. Sorry, y'all. I just had noticed I wasn't recording in cinematic mode, so I had to change it. So sorry about that. Um, okay, so let's see what other book. So now, while I was also in BJ's, I also saw this, and I have seen on BookTube that a lot of booktubers that I was following have been reading this series. I forgot what the name of the series is. I don't remember. I'll just put it up here on the screen. But I was like, "Ooh, I want to read that too." And y'all know it's like FOMO, right? So I had been wanting to read this anyway, but then when I went on Google to see if it was a series, it literally was a series. So this is actually the first installment in the series called Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole. Is it Mirror? Hannah Nicole Mirror. So when I was looking this up, so it categorized the genre as like a romantic fantasy with some fantasy rom-com, which is actually very interesting. So it is about a woman who takes a job working for a villain, and obviously so this kind of seems like forced proximity because of course someone's going to catch feelings even though they're in a dangerous situation, because I mean assistant to the villain. So this seems like it's actually going to be like funny but serious at the same time. So I guess that's why it has that rom com element to it. So I'm excited to actually dive into this one because I'm like, how is a perfectly normal person going to be a villain's assistant? So I'm definitely can't wait to get into this because I want to see if this is actually going to have like a funny aspect to it. So the next book is called The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. Michaelides. It's by Alex. I'm just gonna put it like that. The Silent Patient by Alex. So this book centers around a woman who actually murdered her husband and then she refuses to talk. So she's actually in therapy, and the therapist is literally trying to get her to talk to tell them what actually happened. But when she decides to speak, it is actually more than what the therapist bargained for. So with this book, you will probably experience some trauma, deception, and obsession. And this is actually a psychological thriller, and it seems like it is a psychological thriller. So if you like a psychological thriller with shocking twists and unreliable narrators, this will probably be a really good book for you. I saw a review on this on Instagram. I forgot the guy's name, but he picked this book up and he absolutely said he loved it. So I decided, hey, I want that too. And it ended up in my cart. And I actually bought this from Target because Target is having a at this particular time. So when y'all see this video, the circle, I think the circle, what is it? The circle deals. It'll probably be over, but I love when Target has that buy two get one free sale. Well, really, it's not buy two get one free. It's buy three for the price of two because they take the price of all the books and just split them into two prices, if you know what I mean. So I actually can't wait to get into this because even though the cover doesn't give you thriller, psychological thriller, these be the books that actually be like super good. Okay, so now the next book is called The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I saw this book, what is her name? Reading Over Reality. I saw this actually on her shelf while she was um while she was like shooting one of her videos. I actually saw this on her shelf, but this wasn't the first time I've actually saw this particular book. This is actually a YA crime thriller with some procedural elements in it, and it centers around a teen who actually joins like this elite FBI profiling team, and she's charged with helping them solve like this cold case. If you are a fan of Criminal Minds and the book One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus, this probably will be good for you. I did look up the pace of it. It said that it was like a fast paced YA crime thriller or mystery thriller. So I'm actually excited to actually get into this because y'all know that I love books that has that procedural element in it when it comes to like law enforcement because I absolutely love criminal minds. Actually, y'all, my favorite show is Law and Order. Like, I wish Law and Order came in a book because I absolutely love Law and Order. So this also gives me like Law and Order vibes a little bit. So I absolutely can't wait to get into this because I've never read a YA crime procedural thriller before. So this should be really interesting. So now, this particular series, I was actually encouraged by Alexis Brianna. So if you don't know who Alexis Brianna is, you need to go follow her. I absolutely love her YouTube. Her YouTube is so professional. Like, I just love the setup of her YouTube channel and how she really talks about her books. I don't know. Her setup to me is just so professional. And even though she's like down to earth, I really, really love like just the setup of her YouTube channel. So if you're not familiar with Alexis Brianna, go watch her channel. I'm telling you, you will absolutely love it. So, and then I had another subscriber. I forgot her name. So, girl, I'm sorry. But I was just actually encouraged to just read the books. So, I went back to Ollie's to get The Wheel of Time. So these are only books one through three because I think there are like 13 or 14 books in the actual series. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to commit to reading all of them, but we're going to start with one through three because I've seen seasons one through three. So I'm actually going to just open these up. So this particular box set, this is books one through three. It was only $12.99. They actually had the mass paper box set for $7.99, but they were too little. They were too little. So I decided to leave those and then get these. I actually love the box, so I've been debating whether or not I want to keep the box, and I think that once I'm back home, I think I would like to keep the books in the actual box because I just absolutely love the box. So now, if y'all have not saw the series, and I think the series for me, the series is actually on Amazon Prime, and that's how I actually saw it. So when I was at the gym like 3 months ago, um, yeah, we're not gonna talk about that on this video. But The Wheel of Time was actually my gym movie, or was actually like my gym series. So anytime I would go to the gym, that would be my show that I would watch in the mornings before I go to work at the gym. So that's how I ended up seeing all of the episodes in the three seasons. I'm talking too much. Let's get to it. I ended up just going back to Ollie's to get the books because Alexis Brianna said that the books were so much better than the series, and so did one of my other subscribers. So I'm wanting to see if she's right. So this will actually be my first time I've actually read a book for a show that I've already seen, because usually I already told y'all before I don't do that. Because to me, I feel like what is the point of buying the books if I've seen the seasons? So the books, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I actually hate the covers. So like I don't like the covers. I don't like them. They don't make me want to go get the book at all. And then if you can actually see here how it says that it's on Amazon Prime. So it's on Amazon Prime. Oh, I'm telling y'all the books in the wrong order. So book one is called The Eye of the World, and this is actually an epic fantasy. It centers around a small group of friends in a remote village, and they're actually forced into like this world of magic. So within this episode, they're just basically like running from like all of these dangerous, I want to say, protagonists. And I absolutely loved it because they end up finding out a lot about themselves and just a lot about like this world that they actually have no idea about. And I wish I could just tell y'all more, but I can't because I don't want to spoil it. So, and I think the group of friends is one, two, I think it was like six friends, five or six friends. The second book is called The Great Hunt. So within this series, or basically, I can really just say, like, even with the season as well, the Horn of Valera is actually stolen, and then Ran Althor. Ran is actually one of the most pivotal or essential persons within like this entire season, because he is the one that supposedly holds the key to destroying like this ancient evil. And within book two, they actually end up exploring and identifying that they have like these hidden powers within them that contributes to like this prophecy unfolding. So when I say season two was a absolute mess, absolute mess in a good way. So then we have book three, which I'm pretty much sure that the seasons probably aligned with the book. I can't say for sure because I haven't read the book, but from the synopsis, it seems to align with like the actual season. So, book three is called The Dragon Reborn, and I think actually this one may be my like favorite season. Also within the book or season, the small group that you could see them like breaking off because everyone is going to start to follow like their own journey and decide like their own fate. So you really see them kind of like journey off into like themselves. So it's a lot of self discovery within the third book. And actually, I really didn't too much like I the third season is my favorite, but it's also like emotional because there were like some very emotional things, especially with the character development within season three of the series of the show. And I was like, it'll just leave you like, oh my gosh, because I wanted like a better outcome for for some of the characters in season three that I didn't get. And it kind of makes you like, man, I really wanted this relationship for this person and this person. But y'all, I'm telling you, if you've not seen Wheel of Time, and if you're like into like I want to say if you're like into like Harry Potter, or can I really I want to say Harry Potter, maybe Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Maybe Lord of the Rings is more appropriate, fitting for the Wheel of Time. So if you're like into like Lord of the Rings, this is definitely a book or even a show that I can definitely recommend that you probably would love. There is like some dark fantasy as well within the show. So I'm like super excited to get into all of these books. So I actually think that was it. That was actually everything that was in my bag. Oh, one more book. It's actually one more. I picked that's what it was. I picked up this one. So this particular book actually came out October 7th. This is Dating After the End of the World by Geneva Rose. Oh, that was my son. He scared me. So I'm actually taking the sticker off because they don't know how to act. All you have to do is put that sticker on the back of the cover. So actually, who? Let me see. My enabler was Bryn D. So if you're not subscribed to her channel, go subscribe to her channel. She read this. She thought it was absolutely great. So I decided I want that too. I know y'all just too much. I'm a follower. I'm a follower. I'm sorry. No, I'm really not. But when it comes to books, I really am. So she said that this book was actually really good. So I decided that I want to read this too. And Good Morning Dreamer. So if y'all don't follow her as well because she said that the book was pretty good. And I think the thing that caught my eye was like the zombies, I guess, or the apocalyptic element within the book. Because if anyone doesn't know, I absolutely love, love, love The Walking Dead. So when I saw this and when I heard them talking about this book, I literally went to like The Walking Dead in my head. So I decided if I saw this book, I was gonna pick it up, and I did see this at Target. So this was a part of the buy two, get one. So I bought these three from Target. The buy two, so it was like buy two get one free. So I'm actually going to read y'all the premise from the back of the book. Casey Pearson grew up with a doomsday prepping father. At 18, tired of living an unconventional life, she leaves home. More than a decade later, a viral outbreak changes everything, including people it infects, turning them into zombie-like creatures. So see, I love that. It's the end of the world and no one saw it coming except for Casey's father. With no place left to run, Casey is forced to return home. Upon arrival, she's surprised to find that her dad has hunkered down with a group of survivors. See, it's like Rick. It's like it's really like Rick waking up in the hospital, going to search for his wife and children, and he just ends up like being with these people throughout, The Walking Dead. And so he has hunkered down with a group of survivors, including her arch nemesis Blake Morrison, which is her high school bully. While struggling to live on the compound, face while while struggling to live on the compound, face outside threats, and survive alongside her handsome enemy, Casey will learn that although the world has ended, hers is just beginning. So this, y'all, I'm excited to read this because this seems really thrilling and spooky and zombie. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to read it. So this is probably going to be one of my ends, one of my tens before the end whenever I decide to make that video because I have to actually read this. But I'm slowly trying to work through like my current fall and autumn TBR first. But anyway, y'all, those are all the books that I have for you today. So if you would like to see what other video hauls I have coming after this one, please stick around. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to see more videos like this, I'm not going to be doing hauls every month, y'all. That is not happening because I am not, no, unless someone reaches out and wants to like gift me some books. So y'all would not see me doing hauls every single month. I just be spraying these jokers out. But anyway, put a book emoji in the comments. If you don't know what to comment, put a book emoji. Until next time, thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.